Welcome to another adventure with Getting Lost. Today, we are back to exploring Singapore to explore, to look, to see all the different parts of Singapore's natural heritage. And today, we are at Bedok Town Park, which is actually right next to Bedok Reservior MRT station. Yup. So join me after the intro as I explore this park. Welcome back, and we are at Bedok Town Park this week. And Bedok Town Park is actually along Bedok North Avenue 3. That is the MRT station. The MRT station is actually Bedok Reservior MRT station. And this park itself is a 14-hectare park, which is bounded by Bedok North Road, Bedok North Avenue 3, and in the distance there, you see that is the Pan Island Expressway, or the PIE. And we're walking along here. And one thing I've noticed, you'll notice this part of the park here with lots of sun and very small trees, whereas this part here, we have much more mature trees, and also some exercising areas, even some playground, which is on this part of the park. And on the other side there, it's very sunny with very short trees. I suspect that in the past, the whole park was like this, with a lot of trees. And you can see this tree here actually has a, what do you call it, a fur coat, or what you call it, this grass or greenery or plants that actually grew on it. For these plants to actually grow on the tree, it takes a very long time. So this part of the park here is quite old, whereas the other part there with a lot of short trees are quite young. So I suspect that part of the park has been demolished or digged up for them to actually build the MRT track. And that's why you can see that this part is the older part of the park, and on the other side there is a newer part, or newly planted. So they probably dig up that area there to actually build the MRT station track. And they also notice something also very interesting here. You also have covered walkways that actually cover you from the overhead bridge that was on the left all the way down here, and continuing down to the bridge that crossed the river or the monsoon drain, which will bring you to the condominiums or the HDB flats. So they actually provide shelter. Like I said, this is a newer part of the park with this covered walkway, and this part here is the older part of the park with its more mature trees. And look, they also have some stone chairs too. And here is probably a new addition. This is some kind of like a dog enclosure where you can actually bring your dog here into this big cage, open it, throw them in there, and then you just walk around, whereas they can play inside the park or inside the cage, whereas you can walk around here, this park. So like I said earlier, this park is actually 14 hectares, but the 14 hectares is a very long way. So it actually goes past here, which is the expressway going straight down. It's actually a very narrow strip of park. And on this side here, you can also see HDB flats. And here is the monsoon drain or river, or what we call that. And this place here is the park. And we're going to head further up that way. So the main reason why I came to this place here is because I want to actually explore Bedok Reservior Park. But before I reached there, I thought I would just have a nice little walk through Bedok Town Park to see what we can find here. And here, another interesting place here, where you actually have communal plants, where people actually plant plants here for like food plants, edible vegetables, flowers, for communal use, and which is right next to the exercise area and also a playground. So this is Bedok Town Park, and if you continue walking down this way, you will see that majority of this part of the park now is much older. You can see all these tall rainforest trees on the right and the left, and these trees are quite old, at least, if I'm to guess, maybe 20 to 30 years old. And then you also have these stone benches, and over there is another overhead bridge. And if I'm not mistaken, the distance from the whole park itself, from one end to the other end, maybe is around 1.5 to 2 kilometers. And if you maybe go all the way there and all come back again, you could probably reach 5 kilometers. But one end to the other end, maybe around 1.5 to 2 kilometers. And here we are reaching another covered walkway, which means in this park that there is a overhead bridge. And here it is. This overhead bridge is also quite unique. It has a very curved structure, which most overhead bridge doesn't have such a nice curve. And anyway, so what you have here is you also have another overhead bridge that will bring you. Oh look, this now looks like a proper park. There's actually a slight hill here, and there's also another bridge there where people are driving across. I think that is actually Bedok North Road. And here, the covered walkway, which will bring us most likely to another bridge that will cross the monsoon drain. And here, we also have a bigger area where there's actually a slight hill and something that you can even call a small park. And look, benches and a pavilion. With lots of trees, a slight hill with trees, and there's lots of trees around. And oh, look at the sign, Bedok North. We have actually walked all the way from one end of the park to the other end, and we have found at the other end of the park they actually have another MRT station. So basically what happened is we have actually walked the distance of one MRT stop. Look at that. This is, at least you have a space here big enough to be called a small park. Look at that, a small hill with lots of trees and a park. Anyway, so we're going to reach Bedok North MRT station soon, which is over there. And after that, what we'll do after that is we'll probably find our way to Bedok Reservior Park, which is probably after the MRT station. When we reach MRT station, we should turn right. And I also found one thing a bit peculiar here, which is this structure here. This looks like a overhead bridge, but you actually have a cycling people, this on the right here is actually where you walk down the overhead bridge. On this side here, where you actually cycle down, a cycling path for the overhead bridge that is extremely too long. That is definitely too long. Nobody has a cycling path at a overhead bridge that is so long. That is definitely too much. Anyway, we're going to reach Bedok North MRT station soon. So once we reach the end here, we're going to turn right, and from there we're going to head down the road to look for Bedok Reservior Park, or at least we will try very hard. Anyway, so we're heading now. On our left here is actually Bedok North Park, Bedok North Road. No sign of any water yet, but we're still hoping, and let's see what we find further up. Anyway, I think we should stop here for our adventure here at Bedok Town Park. I hope you enjoyed this natural adventure. And do come here for a walk. It's a very easy and simple walk, nothing too strenuous, and anyone can just enjoy this walk. Thank you very much. So please help me by liking my video, sharing my video, and subscribing to my channel. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you do. And lastly, but the most important thing, the thing that you have to do is to join me for my next adventure, which should be at Bedok Reservior Park, hopefully. Bye bye.